Welcome back everyone, this is going to be my Attack on Titan Season 4 Episode 7 video. There were a bunch of Easter eggs, and obviously this is the full battle, whereas last week we just got the introduction. So we'll break it all down. If you're new to the channel, I'm doing videos for all the Attack on Titan final episodes, so be sure to subscribe to get everything. I know there's a big question on how many final episodes there'll be because there's only 16 listed on the wiki right now. There'll probably be more than that, but I'll talk about that during the video. Careful for spoilers if you have not seen the episode yet. There were so many WTF moments, so I'll just number these as we go along and talk about this shot by shot. But the episode picks up immediately in the moments of the end of last week's episode, with Porco trying to bite Eren's attack titan with his jaw titan, flipping out when he realizes that it doesn't work, remembering that Levi had slashed his jaw to prevent him from doing exactly that. Then the horror on his face as he realizes what's coming for him. Wait, why aren't they afraid of me? I'm a titan, they're just regular humans. Wait a second, those are the devils of Paradis. And we finally get to see Levi after a long absence at the beginning of Season 4. But in the very short amount of time that has passed between Eren starting his attack and right now, Pieck has had the time to join the fight fully loaded up in her Cart Titan machine gun gear. The important thing about this too is that Pieck has way more experience in battle as the Cart Titan, so she's got a much cooler head about all this while Porco is busy crapping his Titan pants, if Titans did wear pants. Like later during the battle, you see her tell him to just slow his roll, like hold on here, we have everything taken care of. The thing about that though, big twist obviously, they're just twists within twists within twists in this episode, because the Titan warrior unit isn't operating on all the information. There's a lot of stuff going on here in this battle that they don't know about, so they just think that they have the advantage. Eren Yeager is still battling it out with Willy Tyber's sister and her Warhammer Titan Control Crystal, and we see that even though her diamond-strong protective cocoon is just like Annie's from the female Titan, unlike Annie's, she's fully conscious the whole time and can monitor the battle from inside. But because she's immobilized inside the crystal, she can really only react using her eyes, so like you can see how much she's freaking out at any given moment based on her eye movements. She does prove that she does have some skills when she's able to regenerate another Warhammer Titan while she's being held by Eren, and is able to immobilize the attack Titan just as Zeke finally enters the battle in his Beast Titan. You do wonder though where he was just a minute ago when Eren killed Willy Tyber and threw down with a Warhammer Titan. The amount of time that has passed though between the end of episode 5 when he shifts into his attack titan in episode 6, episode 7 is very short. So you have to assume that maybe only like 10 to 15 minutes has probably passed between Eren activating his attack titan in front of Reiner and Falco and then right now when Zeke is walking in. But he did curiously disappear for just a hot minute, so remember that. There's a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of four-dimensional chess being played during this battle. All the Marleyan forces, all the other Titan warriors get hyped up to see him walk in because he's such a badass in the Beast Titan and he's highly skilled with his Titan powers. They're all trying to kill Eren and take the power of the founding Titan for Marley. Magath is still trying to see their plan to completion. His secret plan that he made with Willy Tyber was to hype Eren Yeager up as the great villain of humanity, all nations, not just Marley, because Marley had long been fighting wars with other nations, but they were slowly losing their advantage in battle given to them by the Titans. Other nations were developing anti-Titan weapons and would eventually be able to defeat them. Also, Willy wanted to do something about the Eldian refugees living in Marley, so there were a lot of different loose ends that he was trying to tie up in their big secret plan. It is a way to ensure lasting peace, resolve all those different problems. He planned with Magath to unite everyone in common cause around the world, all the different nations, against Eren Yeager. That's why he gave that whole big speech telling the story about the true history of the Titan War, then told everyone the threat that Eren posed with the rumbling in the founding Titan. Their plan there, as it's happening right now, was then to have a Marleyan hero visibly kill Eren, have everyone see a Marleyan kill Eren, and that was supposed to be Magath, which they thought would turn him into another legendary hero that everybody loved around the world. And because they were going to let Eren destroy the former Marleyan military leadership, Magath would take leadership of the Marleyan forces, and because he was the former commander of the Eldian Titan warrior unit, he could also find a way to help the Marleyan Eldians eventually too. But as you can see, Eren, Mikasa, Levi, Sasha, Armin aren't having any of that. Eren Yeager is just like, nope, I'm going to take all these Titans, I'm taking all these powers home with me. And even though they did overhype it a little bit, and it wasn't quite the way you expected, there were a couple big twists with their fight, the Levi versus Beast Titan rematch was awesome. Every time they fought in the past, Levi has always done really, really well, surprising Zeke with his abilities, but in previous seasons, Levi's always had a problem taking him down and making it stick. Usually something happens and Zeke gets away. So there's a lot of backstabbing and four-dimensional chess going on, plots within plots in this battle. We'll have to wait to talk about some of them till next week because some of them are kind of spoilery. If you've read the manga, please don't spoil what's going on here in the comments. I believe they'll reveal most of that by next week's episode, so we'll be able to talk about everything pretty soon. But not everything here is playing out as it seems. We finally find out what happened to Reiner and Falco. Reiner had Titan shifted into the Armor Titan to protect Falco, but it rendered him temporarily unconscious until his powers can heal him back to 100%. But Falco's arc here is a big deal this season, and you sort of see that begin right here in this moment. In that he's someone that goes from hating the Eldians, just listening to all the rhetoric that the Marleyans give them, all the Kool-Aid that they pour down their throats, the lies that they tell them about the history of the Eldians and the Titans. Then he sees everything that Reiner goes through, how he begged Eren to kill him. He was so sick of himself and what he was doing, and then how Eren showed him mercy, saying that they're all Eldians, we're all the same. So he's just starting down this path to finding some common ground with the other Eldians. That'll become a much bigger deal later this season, and is juxtaposed with Gabby's arc, who's kind of going in the opposite direction of that right now. She's beginning to hate Eldians more and more and more, just this bloodthirst for revenge. Then Porco and Peek are watching as Eren tries unsuccessfully to bite through the Warhammer Titan crystal. It's so tough that it literally destroys his jaw trying to eat through it, but surprises everyone when he Titan shifts into another attack Titan on the spot. The thing about this is the other Titan warriors have no idea what Eren's limits are, and he's so well practiced in doing things like this that he's a badass. But no matter how hardcore they are, like even Zeke has his own limits in his Titan powers. Eventually their bodies, their regular human bodies, will just give out, and eventually, even if he wanted to, Eren wouldn't be able to Titan shift. But that's where you have characters like Peek who are way more experienced in battle and just tell Porco to chill out. Like, just wait, this is a battle of attrition. We have them completely surrounded. They don't have any backup because they don't know about the big surprise waiting in the bay, and they don't know about the Zeppelin with Hanji. So like I said, just more big twists unfurling four-dimensional chess throughout the episode. He finally starts talking about the rumbling again. The rumbling that they're talking about is them finding out that Eren Yeager plans to actually make good, or they think that he plans to make good, on the threat that the old Eldian king of Paradis made to Marley 100 years ago, that he would unleash the hundreds of colossal titans that made up all the walls and literally have them trample the entire earth till everything was destroyed. Everything. I'll talk about this again in a second too when I talk about the Colossal Titan in the bay, but when he's walking through after he destroys all the ships, you see all that carnage, the red glow of the battlefield. You have to imagine after the rumbling, the entire Earth would look like that. You guys can also let me know what you think of Mappa's redesign of the Colossal Titan 2. Obviously it looks like a very different character model than the earlier seasons in the Colossal Titan. But this is them positioning Eren as the enemy of all mankind at the moment. We'll see if he winds up going through with it though, because they're still a long ways away from the actual final issues of the manga and the anime, at least as I'm posting this video right now at the end of January. So there are way more twists in the story than I'm expecting before we get to actual finale. Then we actually get the full Colossal Titan twist in the bay, when the Marleyan ships are trying to coordinate their attack until they notice a tiny little sailboat just slipping through them. Hey, like, wait a minute, what's that? What's going on here? And then boom, Armin Titan shifts, destroying the entire fleet, so that Marley can't turn right around and retaliate immediately against Paradis. That's the whole reason to have Armin destroy all the ships in the bay, because they have a giant fleet. They'd be able to take all their forces, and earlier Peek was just hyping up just how much more powerful Marley's army was than Paradis. There's no way they could beat us in a regular war anyway. Well, they can't even have a war if they can't actually get on the ships to get to Paradis. So that's the Eldian forces just giving themselves time to get ready for that. Armin gets all philosophical, starting to think about Bertolt. Like, I wonder if this is what Bertolt felt like when he's destroying all this stuff. Armin is kind of having the same reaction to all this that Mikasa had last week when she was like, Eren, what are you doing here? You're killing all these women and children. And Eren's like, yeah, that's cool. Just hold on a second. I gotta go grab some more Titan powers. So there will be a big reckoning for Eren in next week's episode when he's finally reunited with the rest of the Eldians. Sasha's able to help disable the cart Titan, and then the rest of them take it down with their thunder spears. Although they're able to save Peek, so the cart Titan is one of the few Titan powers that Eren is not able to get during the episode, surprisingly. Then Hanji finally re-enters the battle in their support Zeppelin, guided by lights that have been carefully installed along the tops of the Marleyan buildings, so it gives you a better idea for just how long their plan had been in motion and how deep this goes, because it would have taken them a long time to set that up, and they would have needed a lot of help from inside Marley. So clearly there are Confederates working with them inside the Marleyan army. We'll learn more about that in future episodes too. Then pretty much the last 10 minutes of the episode is just one WTF twist right after the other. Porco sees the Zeppelin, tries to take it out, but Mikasa chops his legs right off, and Eren rips his arms off to prevent him from attacking, then gets the bright idea after seeing him scratch the crystal to use him as the world's most WTF nutcracker to get at that sweet, sweet, juicy center. You gotta love Willy's sister's reaction as this is all happening too. Like, she thinks she's all safe inside her crystal, like, you're never gonna get inside here, to, wait a minute, what are you doing? Why are you using the Jaw Titan like that? Please don't do that. Eren drinks down the powers of the Warhammer Titan, making himself that much more powerful, and he's on his way to consuming the Jaw Titan, at least until Reiner Titan shifts into the Armor Titan. I'll talk about that in a second too. But now he'll have the powers of 5 different Titans at the same time. So he has the base attack Titan, the founding Titan that his father also gave him, the Armor Titan powers because of the spinal fluid that he ingested during Season 3. He was able to integrate some of the powers of the Armor Titan into his own during that. If you consume the spinal fluid of some of the other Titans, you can incorporate their powers into your own, at least some of them, not all their powers though. In order to get all the powers of their Titan, you'd have to consume them whole the old-fashioned way. Titan powers number 4 and 5 are now the Warhammer Titan powers. He has all of those, and he'll get the Jaw Titan powers pretty quickly as well, collecting all those Titan powers like they're Pokemon or something. The last real big WTF moment of the episode, though, this big Reiner Armor Titan moment, is that as Gabby and Valka are screaming at the top of their lungs for him to come help them out and join the fight, he quietly says, "Why won't they just let me die in peace?" So he does Titan shift, but not because he wants to help them survive, because he's hoping that Eren will kill him and end his suffering. But next week, we'll see if Gabby's able to get some revenge and find out what everyone does with Eren once they finally bring him back into the fold. Eren, you have some explaining to do. But if there's anything from the episode that I didn't talk about in the video or big Easter eggs that you noticed, just write them below in the comments. In my Attack on Titan Season 4 Episode 7 video, we'll post next Sunday just like normal. And just in terms of the total episode count, because we're so far away from the finale and they're going so slowly through the manga, at this point I definitely think there's going to be some sort of Season 4 Part 2, like a second block of episodes, or some series of movies that they do to wrap everything up, but there will be more story after the 16 episodes that are listed on the wiki right now. Like, that won't be it. There's just no way they're going to try and speedrun the entire rest of the manga within 16 episodes. Everyone click here for that brand new Godzilla vs. Kong trailer video, and click here for my Attack on Titan Season 4 Episode 6 video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.